Hey, everybody, it's Casey, and you're hanging out with me on the Wall to Wall Country Show on another wonderful Wednesday up here in the Poconos at our home, Penn's Peak. Thanks for checking in. On this show, you know that we play nothing but country, and in the second hour of the show, we always try to feature an artist, classic, new artist, it doesn't matter, as long as they have something to do with country. That's who we like to talk to here, and we're so excited to have on board a new and very, very seriously climbing the charts duo that hail from Texas. And I got to say, man, these guys are on fire. I know we have been playing one or two of their tunes already, and they've already had the opportunity to get their music out there on some pretty big names. We won't mention any of those other names right now, but you know. We're so excited to have you guys on board. When I got the email that said you guys would be happy to do an interview for us, we were just stoked over here at Penn's Peak Radio. The one, the only, the duo, Smithfield. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, we're doing great. How are you?
I am excited. I'm so thrilled to have you on board. Now, Smithfield is actually is a combination of Jennifer and Trey. You guys are from Texas, I believe.
Yes. You did your homework.
And you guys have been friends for a long time. And at first, on one of the things I read, I thought you guys were actually brother and sister, but that's not the case. You guys have just been friends for a long time. Can you give us a little background about you two and how Smithfield ended up coming around?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people either they ask if we're together as a couple or if we're brother and sister, but we're neither of the two. We met when we were 10 years old, and our families actually go back 3 generations. So our grandparents went to high school together, and our parents went to high school together, and actually ended up going on a lot of double dates when they first got married. And so our families have always kind of been intertwined, and we've done New Year's Eve parties and 4th of July parties since we were kids, and that's actually where I met Trey, was a New Year's Eve party. And we both grew up singing separately our whole lives and never thought about being a duo until we were in college. And Trey's rock band broke up, and I was doing country music and knew I always wanted to come to Nashville. And so Trey reached out to me, and I was hesitant at first, because I didn't, really want to be in a duo, but I was like, he's a family friend. I'll have him over, see how it goes. And he came over, and we discovered that we had these beautiful harmonies together, and the rest is history. That's how Smithfield got started.
So where does Smithfield come from? Because I know, Trey, your last name is Smith, but where is the shortened of your last name, sort of?
Yeah, that's right. It's Jennifer Fielder. So Smithfielder didn't have quite the ring, so we took off the ER.
Okay. I see how that works. Nice. I like it. Now, you guys haven't been on the scene for very long as the duo, but you've had like a whirlwind kind of musical career here in the last couple of years, especially since you've been down in Nashville. You've already shared the stage with, and I gotta say, you're rubbing elbows with people like Jana Kramer, Dustin Lynch, Brothers Osborne, Scotty McCreery. I mean, how in the hell does that happen so fast for you guys?
We don't discount any of the work that we put into. It's funny because we always talk to people that make it sound like it happened so fast, but for us, we did the work for 6 years, and we're looking at it like, man, it's about time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's always funny to hear the perspective of people because, we always say like a 6-year overnight success, but, it's just the hard work that's put into it. We get up every day and we try to, do something to advance our career, write a better song, play a better show, meet somebody.
Do an interview with Casey Barker.
So the short answer, I guess, is just, it's the hard work that goes into it.
Well, and I gotta say, I've talked to artists who are in your position of being, kind of getting out there 5, 6, the less than 10-year mark. And I also realize that you guys are moving and shaking, man. You're out there, you're performing, you're traveling a lot, you're getting out to all the states. You're not just hanging there in Nashville or you're just hanging in Texas. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, artists who are doing that. But, I'm so excited to tell people that you guys are actually performing later today in Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is just 45 minutes from here at the Game Changer World Event Center. And wow, I mean, you guys are pretty close. So, and you're also going to also be about an hour and a half from here when you guys are in Center Hall on August 18th. And then you're also bouncing around to Washington and Ohio and Oregon and wherever. So you guys are really working hard at getting your name out there.
Yeah, it's our, obviously it's our goal to play our music all over the country and, I mean, even all over the world eventually. So we're really excited to be getting around to all the different states this year and seeing the fans.
Yeah, what's crazy is, like, we spent so much time the first couple of years in Nashville. We were cooped up in a writer's room, and, I mean, we love to write songs, but our personalities are, we're ready to be out there and play our music for everybody. So we're very fortunate that this past year we've been able to do that, and hopefully it continues to grow.
That's awesome. And I can see that, Trey, when you're like, we worked hard for the last 6 months to get where you are, just seeing what you guys are doing and what you have accomplished in the last, 6 years, I can see why you are getting there and you're this fresh sound on, different radio stations and you're getting your music out there and stuff. Because obviously there is definite dedication to what you guys are doing, which brings me to an EP that you guys have out there. So excited about your music. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So do you guys write everything? Is everything just you two? Are you getting some co-writing in with some other artists? Where's all this music coming from?
Yeah, I think, the name of the game in Nashville is certainly co-writing. So when we first moved to town, we were told that you need to co-write because that's how you kind of find your sound and what you want to say. So I think we just got to town and really started collaborating with some other great writers and ended up writing and co-writing all those songs on our EP.
Yeah, now you've got a 9-song EP out there, and it's called When You're Gone, Smithfield, When You're Gone. How can people get their hands on this? I see that you do have it on Spotify and a couple places. Is there hard copies? Is there only out there on the electric platform? How can people get their hands on it?
Yeah, so actually our EP, it's 8 songs on the EP, and
okay.
You're Gone's a brand new single. So the hard copy you can only get like at our live shows.
Okay.
We're hoping to open up an online store soon, but that's where you can get a hard copy, and then the rest, like you just said, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can digitally download it is where you can get it.
Nice. And I know you've already got some music out there, and we want to talk about some of these songs. The first one that, I had the opportunity to listen to, I want to know the background of it before I say anything. This one here is Nothing But the Night. Tell us a little bit about that one, which if I'm looking at this correctly, this is the third cut on the album or on the EP?
It might be number 3. You know what? You're probably right. I don't know. Actually, this is a great story. That was really the first song we ever wrote that we went, ooh, that's the Smithfield sound, because when you think of a girl-guy duo, you usually think they're going to sing a bunch of love songs to each other. And even though our songs have that love element, they're a little bit more edgier and more flirtatious. So Nothing But the Night's about skinny dipping, and we brought that idea into the writer's room, and our co-writers said, well, yeah, let's put them out in the woods and, like, make love. And we're like, yeah, let's not do that. It's a little too far. Like, what's something that's, like, we've both done? Nothing But the Night. We're in Nothing But the Night. And I looked at Trey, and he looked at me. I was like, have you been skinny dipping before? And he's like, yeah. I was like, so have I. Let's do that. So Nothing But the Night was born from the idea of having a fun night with someone doing something crazy.
Nice. Well, let me ask you this. You kind of hit something there, and you said, when the producers and the other people or whatever that are involved, they look at a duo, like you said, they may mistake you for either brother and sister, they mistake you for a couple. Things
right.
like that. Did you find that is a challenge in itself, is the fact that you are a duo, when people look at artists today? Because a lot of them are single artists out there, or a single artist with a band.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a huge challenge right now. I mean, we've got a lot of guy duos because Florida Georgia worked so well that everybody wanted to get a guy duo. So being a girl guy duo is challenging, and I feel like a lot of them that have come out always do the same thing. So when Trey and I started, that was the number one thing we wanted to hit on was how can we be different? How can we do this differently? We want people to think of a Girl Guides duo in a different way, not just the same old thing. So I hope we did that with our music, and
Yeah. I mean, I can see how that can be a challenge, and I can see how they're also going to, like, you know, just throw you in the ring of, oh, well, it's a couple and they're going to sing nothing but sappy songs. You know, you guys are trying to break out of that a little bit. And I think you're doing it and doing a fine job of that as well. I do love a lot of the stuff that you're coming out with and the stuff that you guys are you know, putting out there, kind of break that mold a little bit. With that said, what I'd like to do is actually play Nothing But the Night for my listening audience and give them that taste of what Smithfield is all about. Can you guys hang in there for just a few more minutes?
Sure thing.
Awesome. And listen, we're going to be back, and I want you guys to really take a listen and understand that this duo is trying to get a little different identification than some of the other duo country acts that are out there. A little tune called Nothing But... you guys wrote this one. This is your song, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing But the Night is the sound of Smithfield. Coming back with that in just a minute, right here on Wall to Wall Country and Penn's Peak Radio. And we're back here on Wall to Wall Country, and what a great song. A little something from Smithfield, and it's called Nothing But the Night. Now, you guys need to know that you guys can get this on all the electronic medias, the Smithfield EP, When You're Gone. Check it out. It's got a lot of great tunes on it. The sound of Smithfield, the combination of two friends forever and ever and ever, Jennifer and Trey, getting together on this music and, you know, getting it out there in Nashville. And I really like it. Are you getting the kind of response you want from some of this music?
I absolutely think we are. I mean, I think the response on social media and it shows has just been really incredible. And, you know, people come up and say, I love your EP. I've listened to the whole thing. And it's really inspiring to see that it's reaching people like that.
Awesome. And now one of the other songs that I think a lot of people are going to recognize is the one that is been out there as well quite a bit. I know we play it here. And, you know, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, I need to know, is this something that you guys did, Hey Whiskey, or is it something that you had co-wrote with? Where does Hey Whiskey come from?
Yeah, actually, I was on the treadmill at the gym, and I had this melody pop in my head and a line, you only miss me after whiskey, and I brought it into the guys, and they hated the melody, but we stuck with the idea. And they're like, well, Jennifer, there's been, you know, a million songs in country music about whiskey. Like, it's the same old thing. And I was like, well, let's challenge ourselves to do something different. And, again, you know, always trying to come at it from a different angle. So Trey started playing the guitar riff. We were like, ooh, that feels good. And then our co-writer, Adam, said, you know, we're going to make it different. How about, what if you, like, listen to the first verse, you don't even mention whiskey. You just think that, you know, the guy is cheating on his girl.
Right, right.
He's mad at the guy. And we're like, so you don't even know it's about whiskey until it hits that first chorus. So I think we, you know, challenged ourselves, and I think we nailed it as far as coming at it from a different angle, because usually the girl's always blaming the guy. She's not really blaming the substance. And
right.
She literally, it's like she's talking to a bottle of whiskey.
Right.
So I'm really proud of what we did with it, and I'm proud of the response. It's definitely been our biggest success thus far on a single release, and I think people really relate to it. What's been really cool is having people reach out and say, well, that's my story, and, you know, this song is I've been through that, or I'm currently going through that, or I know somebody going through that. So.
Yeah. And I think one of the other things that you guys are doing is a lot of the songs can be switched. Like, you know, Trey, if you sang the song, you know, it would work as well about, you know, your significant other female having an alcohol problem, you know, or,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of cool about what some of the stuff that you guys are doing, because it can be interchanged a little bit. People can look at it. And what I mean by that is your fans can look at it from both sides of the fence. You know what I mean? I can look at it as a woman, you know, saying that my man only is interested when he's a little tipsy or whatever. And the same thing, a guy can say, well, when she's had a few, that's when I get the phone call. So people can relate to it. It's not just a girl song and it's not just a guy song. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
That's cool. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, I definitely think it pulls on a lot of heartstrings with a lot of people, just from the comments we've gotten and the response.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see that song going somewhere, maybe being, working as a spokesperson for, maybe people with alcohol? Has anybody approached you about that? I mean, something that's like, it's kind of light, it's a lighter issue, but it's still an issue no matter what. If you're drinking, you're drinking. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We haven't been approached, but I mean, I think it can be therapeutic for some people that are going through something similar. So, but no, we have not been approached about it.
It'd be interesting to see how somebody would be able to, help understand that people change when they drink, and people do things that they wouldn't do when they drink. Kind of thing. So that's awesome, and that's a really good song. Now, was that? Let me ask you. I'm not exactly sure I have all this straight. Was that the first single off of here?
It was actually the second single off of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the second one that's out there. But that one seems to be getting airplay and a little bit. Is it getting a little bit more attention?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been out for a while. Sirius XM The Highway started playing it, and then it got such a great response. A lot of other radio stations on the country picked it up as well. So I don't think it's the end of that song. I think there's going to be another life to it at some point. But it definitely has done very well. But it's just been out for so long, it's had time to grow and build and reach people. Yeah.
And I like it though. I mean, I really like it. And I think that, like you said before, it kind of brings you into the story a little not sure where the story's going to go until you actually break into that line about the whiskey. So I think that's kind of cool. It takes people on that little bit of a ride of thinking, oh, she's talking about another woman. Well, actually, in reality, you're not. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. It's like a little deceiving.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to turn it in the first chorus to where, you think you're listening to one thing and then it turns into something else.
Yeah, and you know what? And it probably gets people's attention. It's like, oh, this is a song about a girl mad at another girl. And then it kind of catches you off guard. You're like, oh, wait, that's not what she's talking about. That's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely what we were aiming for when we hit that, and that was the idea in the writing room that day.
Awesome. And we want to play that song, and I know you guys are busy, so I don't want to hold you whole long, but before I cut you loose, we are going to play Hey Whiskey, and then we're going to play one more tune off the EP at the end of the show. This whole show gets recorded, plays back on a Sunday, so if any of your fans missed the interview or whatever, please let them know that the show will air again this coming Sunday. In the morning hours, they can catch the interview and your music again. And I'll close out the show with another one of your tunes. But a couple quick things I do want to ask you guys about. Are you on the social medias? Is it you guys? How can people get the connectivity to Smithfield? How can they get the connectivity to Jennifer and Trey? What's the ways?
Well, you can definitely check us out on the social medias. We are on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and Instagram and Twitter is at Smithfield Music. Go to our website, smithfieldmusic.com. Don't go to smithfield.com or you'll get a ham company. And and just definitely check us out on that. We keep you updated on all the shows we're playing, all our releases, and that's where you can find us.
That's awesome. Real quick, also, I found, I think it was either through your website, on Nash Country Daily, nashcountrydaily.com. If they're interested, they can catch a acoustic version of you guys also doing Hey Whiskey. It's When You're Gone. It's the acoustic version of When You're Gone on there.
Yeah, you can check that out on our YouTube page as well.
Okay.
So if they get a little lost looking for Nash Country, just go to YouTube and go to Smithfield Music. And
people can find that. And speaking of that song, that's the song that I'd like to play at the end of my show. So why don't you give us a little background of that one, what that's all about?
Yeah. So When You're Gone was an idea, the title I brought in one day, and I originally meant to mean like When You're Gone, I Miss You, kind of a sappy, Miss You love song. And that got shot down really fast by everybody in the room, so we ended up going back to it, and there was a cool guitar lick we were working with that day, and I kind of stuck to my guns on that and thought, well, maybe it's when you're gone, as in when you're tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just wanted to kind of paint the picture of, for lack of a better way of saying it, that perfect drunk girl, in the sense that, you know, she's the life of the party. All the guys, you know, wish they were with her, and she's just fun, you know, hang.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrote that song that day and put it out, and we're really proud of it.
It's interesting. 2 out of 3 songs are talking about alcohol.
Yeah, maybe we have a problem. I don't know.
But I do like the change up of it. You know, I mean, Hey Whiskey's a little bit more serious, and it's like, you know, when he's drinking, that's when he calls in the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff. But this one, When You're Gone, is a little bit more flirty, a little bit more fun. You know, kind of let your hair down, have some fun, and you know, everybody wants to be with that girl, but you know that she's going home with you, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, that's what's so cute about it, special, and our co-writer actually was talking about his wife, and they had gone out the night before, and he had a picture, or he had a video of her like making it rain at the bar with like money, and I was like, he's like, look at her, and I was like, hey, Brennan, does your wife turn you on when she's a little tipsy? And he goes, oh my gosh, that's when I think she's her sexiest. And we were like, that's it. That's got to be it. So she's definitely not the obnoxious one you don't want to be around at the bar. She's the one you want to go home with, but she's already taken. So.
Yeah.
Pretty cute.
Well, you know, and there's a line, you know, there's a line. Your song depicts that line where you can have a little something, you can let your hair down, you can start having a little fun, where normally, you know, everybody has to behave a certain way, and you gotta stay inside the box, and you can't do this and you can't do that. But when you're going out, the whole point of going out and having a couple of drinks is to have a good time and let your hair down and let those inhibitions go for a little bit and be a little sexy and turn on your man. So, you know, that's really cool. So I like it. When You're Gone, again, another one of those titles that's a little bit deceiving, but when they get to hear it, it's like, oh, that's a great song. That's a great little song. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to play that at the end of the show to remind everybody about the interview and about the music and to check you guys out. Real quick, one more time, the website to find you guys is pretty simple. It's smithfieldmusic.com.
That is correct. Smithfieldmusic.com.
Okay, and you guys are also on the social medias of the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube. Are you guys on Instagram too?
Yes.
We are. It's at Smithfield Music as well.
Okay, so they're all pretty easy to find. And your tour's on there, your news is on there, some of your videos are on there, and they can check that out to kind of figure out where you guys are, what you're up to, and where you're heading to next.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you later tonight down in Allentown at the Game Changer World Event Center. I'm sure you're going to have a great time down there, and all of your Smithfield fans will be able to find you there. And then for more Central PA, again, to keep you guys in mind, they're going to be at the Grange Encampment Fair on August 18th. They're going to be in Hoboken, New Jersey at Maxwell's also on the 17th. So you guys are kind of, quote unquote, in town for a nice couple of dates here that they can, if they can't make it to one, they might be able to make it to the other because they're all within a short drive of each other.
Yeah,
so right.
No excuses.
You got options.
No excuses, she says. And if you really, really, really can't do it in PA and New Jersey, Ohio's not that far. It'd be a nice night.
That's for the really dedicated fans.
Yeah, I mean, you get it, but there you go. You get a hotel room, you go out for the evening, you have a nice dinner, you go see a show. You know what I'm saying? And then, so, you do it in a 2-day thing, which is nice too. So maybe they want to go out to the Pike County Fair.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for checking in and calling, and we're looking forward to having a great show tonight. And anytime if you're in the area and you can manage to get up here, we'd love to see you right here in the studios up here at our venue. Love to have you stop in and do an impromptu too.
That'd be great. Thank you so much, Casey.
All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye to these guys, but don't forget we're going to play their song, Hey Whiskey. If you haven't heard it, which I'm sure you have by now, we're going to play that one. We're going to close out the show with When You're Gone. Hey, guys, thanks again so much. Take care, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.